introduce our MC. Our MC is Ray Horner. You know, many of you know Ray. Well, Ray's a community member, but many of you know Ray as a radio personality, and he's spent most of his career doing that. But I got to know Ray almost 20 years ago when I was the athletic director here. I came in as athletic director. Ray would cover a lot of the events. I would get to work with him quite a bit, actually, usually him demanding where he's going to be set up and all those things. But we worked really well together. I got to know Ray. And we really appreciate the fact that he's willing to come here and MC this event for us, volunteer his time. He wants to be up at that track meet up there, but he's willing to come down here and take the time. So I want to introduce Ray Horner, and I want to really thank you, Ray, for doing this for us. We appreciate it.
I do the morning show, 93.5, 1590 WAKR, and I'd like to thank all the members of the committee for asking me back. They took a chance and let me Master of Ceremonies last year and enjoyed it, and they asked me to come on back. I'm pretty lucky today. This whole day has unfolded wonderfully. It starts, by the way, I won't take up too much of your time. Starts for me at 2:30 in the morning is when I get up for my morning show, but this morning I went to a progressive field with my grandson for his very first baseball game. So that was real fun. My oldest daughter and my grandson went to the baseball game, which was a lot of fun, and we got his little certificate. Then on the way back after the baseball game, I stop over in Copley as my twin girls, who are freshmen here at Wadsworth, were running track, and they were running the distance. And of course, I left to come here. I just got a call moments ago from my one twin and said, "Were you here for the mile?" And I said, "No." "Well, you better get up here for the 2. I didn't do well. But then I'm lucky enough to be here with you here tonight, and I really appreciate the folks asking me to be part of a wonderful ceremony. Lori has asked me to come over and speak at the Senior Center a couple of times, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and we're making plans to do it again. I got to know so many of those folks. I know Rich was talking about our relationship that goes back in time. Heck, I met Bruce over here when he was umpiring my son's Little League baseball games all those years ago, and he's getting ready to crank it. Actually, I met Bruce way back when he was a contest winner about 25 years ago on my morning show, right, Bruce? That's correct, when he was still out there. So again, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but thank you very much, the whole committee and everyone, for having me here tonight. In 2008, the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation started the Senior Advocate Hall of Fame event to recognize individuals and organizations who have made a significant difference in the lives of older adults right here in our wonderful community of Wadsworth. Now, there's a physical Hall of Fame well located at the Suprema Senior Center, and I urge all of you to go to the hallway and check that out and admire that. So what do you say we start with tonight's outstanding inductees, and our first presenter, we're going to bring him back to the microphone, and that's Rich Berlin, presenting the award to Bruce Lorincz. And we'd like to welcome Rich back to the podium. Rich has served on the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation since 2018, currently as president, and under the leadership, they have expanded everything they do for seniors and the community, and you heard Rich mentioning everything that they're doing to improve the life of the seniors here in the Wadsworth area. And of course, he's been with Wadsworth City Schools for 19 years. I remember year number 1 when he came into Wadsworth. We started working together with our student athlete program, and as Rich mentioned, all the games that we broadcast. He's currently the principal at Wadsworth High School. Let's bring Rich Berlin back to the podium.
Actually, I'm not the principal at the high school, one of the principals. I'm the associate principal at the high school. Really wouldn't want that job. So first, I'm going to ask Bruce Lorincz to step up here. Bruce is our first inductee, and I know a lot of you know Bruce as Bruce on the Loose, but I know Bruce as a fellow educator, a fellow administrator, somebody that spent his entire professional career shaping young people's lives and doing everything he could to set them up for a bright and successful future. You know, it's not an easy job. It takes a special person to do what he's done. as a teacher, as an administrator, spending all that time at events, and you're away from home a lot. And it says a lot for Bruce that he spent all that time doing that, and then he's moved on from that career, and he spends the time that he does now doing his Bruce on the Loose show and doing the things that he does for us. Bruce was actually, I believe, 12 years as the principal at Wadsworth Middle School. Is that correct? Yes. 12 years as the principal at Wadsworth Middle School, and I'd just like to say, once a Grizzly, always a Grizzly. All right? So we appreciate everything that you have done for the kids and all the lives that you have touched over the years. So now Bruce spends a great deal of his time doing things for us in the community. And he has been tremendous for our seniors in the community. His show, Bruce on the Loose, he looks for things to do to recognize what our seniors are doing. He looks for things that he can do on the show to make sure that he recognizes our foundation, because our foundation is so important to the center and the support that it gets. He covers events whenever he's asked. If he's not asked, he will volunteer. If he's not sure what there is to volunteer for, he'll ask if there's anything that he can do. And he does that through Lori all the time, and I know Lori greatly appreciates that, and we truly do appreciate him. Through the years, he's had a lot of connections. He's had a lot of connections in this community. When he was an administrator and an educator, he created connections in other communities. He uses those connections to our advantage a lot of times, getting us information that we need, giving us information ahead of time, and just giving us what we need when we need it so that we can react appropriately. So I think our seniors are probably some of his biggest fans. Why? Because he's Bruce on the Loose. And if you've ever seen his show, you will see what we're talking about. But I know Bruce as a genuine and sincere person, which makes him perfect for the role that he's in. And it also makes him perfect to be inducted into our Hall of Fame. We thank you for all of your caring and hard work for our seniors, and we truly congratulate you for your induction into the Wadsworth Older Adults Hall of Fame. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Bruce, you want to say something?
Say something.
You're limited to 35 minutes.
Thanks, Ray. I just want to thank my wife and her support over the years. I've come up with some scatterbrain ideas, which she has nixed, thank goodness. And really, Wadsworth is a unique community. I can't think of any community that can match Wadsworth for city services, for the school system, for the businesses, corporations we have here. And I just try to amplify that and have the senior citizens, take a look and maybe get some information. And it's really been very easy to do the shows. I get calls from people, and people at church tell me, hey, you ought to do a show on this. And I have some new shows coming up, by the way. Maybe some basketball teams in Wadsworth did pretty well. In fact, the girls have won 2 state championships. They're going to be on my show coming up, God willing. And the boys in 1981 were runners-up. So I have, and downtown, they're doing all kind of work downtown. I have a lot of shows to look forward to. Thank you very much for this award.
Our second presenter is Terry Nicholas. Terry will be presenting the next award to Bud and Bloom Garden Club. Terry has served on the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation Board since 2019 and has been their treasurer for many years. Terry's been involved in the Wadsworth community over the years, and we are blessed to have her involved now in many ways with the Suprema Senior Center. Terry Nicholas.
Well, it is my pleasure tonight to present this award to Wadsworth's Bud and Bloom Garden Club. Accepting is Pam Pavlik. The Bud and Bloom organization has spent 75 years beautifying Wadsworth, and we have been lucky enough to be one of their beneficiaries. So as the treasurer of a nonprofit organization, I can tell you that one of my most favorite words is free. And since 2022, thank you to the generosity of Bud and Bloom, we have had beautiful flowers adorning our outdoor pavilion, completely free of charge. The pavilion, which we purchased and was installed in 2021, not only increased our programming space, but it's provided an additional gathering and social space for our members, which has been really nice. We truly appreciate that Bud and Bloom saw and valued what we were doing and worked to further enhance this outdoor space for our members. So on behalf of the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation, I'd like to thank Bud and Bloom for their commitment to the Senior Center and its members. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate that. First of all, before I start, could I ask the ladies that are here from Bud and Bloom to please stand and just be recognized? On behalf of Bud and Bloom, I would like to thank the Suprema Senior Center and the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation for the Hall of Fame Award. It is a great honor to be recognized. Our mission of Bud and Bloom is to bring visual beauty and a sense of pride to live, work, visit, and play in our city, which is so rich in community spirit. That mission has not changed in the 75 years since its inception in 1950. What started out as a small project of planting flowers on one corner of the downtown square has evolved into something much larger. This is possible due to the help of dedicated volunteers who not only enjoy gardening, but have a desire to share the beauty of flowers with their fellow citizens. Bud and Bloom is an organized club steeped in tradition. We will continue to serve our community to the best of our ability and hope that future generations will carry on our legacy for the next 75 years. Thank you very much.
Our third presenter is Lori Wilkinson. This next award goes to Ann Kellish, is being presented by Lori Wilkinson, director of the Suprema Senior Center. Lori has worked for the City of Wadsworth at the Senior Center for just about 16 years, has a passion for making a difference in the lives of older adults in our community. Lori Wilkinson.
Thank you. It is my honor to be able to help present the award to Ann Kellish. She has been our watercolor teacher for our seniors since 2010, and she started back at the Center for Older Adults when we were downtown under our former name. And I remember her coming in, our watercolor, we were in a need of a watercolor teacher, and she was involved with the Medina County Art League. And what an amazing fit she was to come in and teach this class. And little did I know at that time, as the volunteer coordinator, I found out years later, just recently, that she felt that she was getting her dream job. She has loved art all of her life, has had a passion for volunteering, and she loved seniors. And when we moved to our current location at the Suprema Senior Center here on the Community Center campus, her class just grew to the point that there were so many students. We had such a waiting list to get into her class. We ended up taking it out of the newsletter. It was just being on our calendar, the class was always growing, and she would help us accommodate more and more students. So she has touched so many lives, and many students are out in the audience today. During COVID, when the governor had all senior centers shut down for close to 15 months, she came up with the amazing idea. She said, I want to keep my class connected, and it's art. How do you do that? Well, she started mailing her art lessons, and we worked with the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation. She had the lessons. They were padded, thick envelopes. The Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation paid for the postage, and her students got monthly lessons, and they were able to connect that way. It was truly amazing. And she has been such an asset to the Senior Center, Suprema Senior Center. She's getting ready to now, after 15 years of teaching at the Senior Center, she's getting ready to retire from that class. But she will always be a part of our Senior Center, and she has grandkids and a growing group of great grandkids, so she's going to be able to enjoy more time with her family, but her heart, it will be with our Senior Center, and she has inspired so many of her students that are our senior members. They have gone on to be parts of different art shows. Some of them have even had some of their artwork bought under her direction, and with her being able to teach them. She is so gifted. Thank you, Anne. Congratulations, and welcome to almost retiring. Thank you.
Thank you. It's really been my pleasure to teach my students. They're awesome, every single one of them, to watch them just get better and better in their art. They're so committed, and they enjoy each other in class, which really makes me feel good. They've made friends, they do things together, and it truly has been my dream job. Thank you very much.
You know, before I bring up our fourth presenter, I just wanted to say that I moved to Wadsworth 25 years ago from Northwest Pennsylvania, and when I had the job opportunity to come into this region, my wife and I made our way around the region, took the job in Akron, and we came and spent weekends in different places around the region. And we spent a weekend here in Wadsworth and really fell in love with it. I remember it was November, and we went downtown and walked around, and my oldest daughter ended up going to Sacred Heart. I bring that up because look at us here on an 80-degree Wednesday night, and special communities don't happen by accident. And a lot of people in this room I've had a chance to know professionally, from Roger to Robin to Rich. I know John through the media. I've worked with Johanna over here, obviously Bruce. It's a wonderful community that we live in. And I just wanted to bring that up, that these type of passions and these Hall of Fames that we're talking about doesn't happen everywhere. I've been into some communities, and this is really special where we live. So, you know, on behalf of the committee, I'd like to say it's pretty special that everybody turned out tonight to honor these Hall of Famers for sure. So with that said, let's bring up the fourth presenter, a lady that I've been interviewing for almost 20 years, and I have the honor to introduce Mayor Robin Laba, who will be presenting the prestigious Leatherman Lifetime Achievement Award to Johanna Perrino. Mayor Laba has served Wadsworth's mayor since 2008, and not only has she accomplished amazing things for the city of Wadsworth, she is a huge supporter of seniors in the community. Let's bring up Mayor Robin Laba.
Well, it is certainly my pleasure to be able to present the Leatherman Lifetime Achievement Award to Johanna Perrino. I would say that, first of all, probably everyone in this room knows you, or at least knows of you, and everybody that knows you or knows of you would say that you are a happy, positive individual, fun to be around, has tons of energy, and has tons of creative ideas. Because I was just sitting there thinking, what can I talk about? Johanna, and that was just what popped in my head. Johanna has such a deep love of Wadsworth, and if you talk with her or follow her on Facebook, she just is always such an advocate for this community. And we're so appreciative of her because of her love and for her thought for this community. She is known as one that just rolls up her sleeves to volunteer for any number of organizations. I was thinking particularly of your service over the years for Main Street Wadsworth. You know, you used to be a board member in that organization. I heard the other day, but I know that of your volunteering efforts over the years for Chamber, and I think I had heard that she's the longest serving board member of the Chamber. And those are not light boards. They're, as I said, roll up your sleeves working boards. And so she knows how to volunteer, and she's very good at that. She also loves helping Wadsworth to tell its story. And one of the main ways that she's able to accomplish that is through her work through WCTV, which has been occurring over the past 32 plus years, I think, where she serves as the Operations and Community Relations Coordinator. She has a degree in communications and TV production, and she also has her MBA. So she has all this education and experience that help her to be able to provide this knowledge and expertise to be able to promote this community. Her career, actually, I think this is the interesting thing, is she began her career with WCTV in its infancy. And I think her first office was actually a closet in the high school. I remember that area, and I would describe it as a closet.
Garage.
Oh, garage, excuse me. So she has very humble roots in this community, but look at what has been accomplished over the years. But I wanted to focus really on her service and her awareness and her advocacy for seniors. She's used these talents and has benefited the seniors in this community. And it traces all the way back to when it was in the old building in downtown, where she was part of the she was active in the Focus on Seniors group. And so this was prior to the Professional Friends. And so she was part of that group. And they benefited the seniors, and those roots began such as the senior prom, but also the expo. And obviously those are two very important events and things that go on in the seniors right now. So she helped launch those events. She's aided the Suprema Senior Center to be known as the Senior Center Without Walls. We've talked a little bit, actually, Rich had brought up a little bit of that. Obviously that was very important during COVID, but has continued to be important today because we have many seniors that are homebound, others that are just on the go and they want to catch something that they weren't able to attend. And so that's been a very important component of the Senior Center. And with Johanna's expertise and with her knowledge of being able to do that, it's been able to really open those walls for the Senior Center. She guided the Senior Center staff to purchase new technology, equipment, and then trained senior volunteers to be able to do, for example, filming for various programs as well as various events for the Suprema Senior Center. She's provided guidance and advice for new programming, such as Aging Well in Wadsworth, which is a popular program that's recently started. And coincidentally, I just happened to catch one this morning when I was earlier today, and I saw that one with Kathy Hall. And that's a great program to be able to once again promote and advocate for the senior citizens, but also be able to tell a little bit about some of our senior volunteers. Johanna has been a true advocate for the Senior Center over the years, and we are so grateful to have her. Not only is she an advocate for the Senior Center, but she's an advocate for the community as a whole, and we're so grateful to her and for her efforts and, as I said, for her expertise, and couldn't think of a more worthy individual to receive this Lifetime Achievement Award. So congratulations to Johanna.
Thank you so much, everybody. And Mayor, thank you for that lovely introduction. I want to thank the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation for selecting me for this incredible award. When Lori and Annette told me the news, I think they would both agree that I was absolutely stunned. Needless to say, I wondered why would I be getting an award for doing something that I really enjoy and has benefited me both professionally and personally. I'm so grateful to have worked with so many people in this room, outstanding people, and been able to serve and contribute to enhancing the lives of seniors. As the mayor said, I've been fortunate to work for WCTV for 33 years, and in that time period, a large part of my job is to do community outreach. And as the mayor mentioned, when I first started my career, my main mission was to connect with every nonprofit and community organization that I could to encourage them to use the services of WCTV to promote their organizations. And one of those organizations was the Wadsworth, then called the Wadsworth Center for Older Adults. And they were forming a new group under the direction of Nancy Lorincz called Wadsworth Focus on Seniors. WCTV has always been highly, a high demographic of viewers has always been the senior community. So at that time I was like, I better get involved in this group. And what resulted from that group was some great ideas on how to enhance the lives of seniors by planning events where seniors could learn more about resources available in the community and social events like the senior prom, like the mayor mentioned. And I just did some research, Mayor, and I found your column from the Trading Post from 2004, where you announced the first senior prom, which was held on May 7th, 2004, and yours is being held on May 8th, 2025, this year, the Royal Ball. So one of the most valuable partnerships that WCTV has here is with the Suprema Senior Center. Lori, Tammy, I don't know where Tammy and Amy are, but I would say you're a dynamic duo if there were two of you, but tonight I'm going to call you a terrific trio. The programs, services, resources you provide, and the welcoming space you've created makes aging well in Wadsworth so easy to do. I think everyone in this room would agree that it would not be the same without the three of you. The kindness and nurturing friendship that you give to everyone that walks through those doors is palpable. You three ladies are amazing, and I want you to know how much I enjoy working with you. I see you, Amy, back there. Yeah. I was so excited that Lori and I could put together this Senior Center TV crew. WCTV's Aiden Uzinski, who's back there on camera tonight filming this event, and I had a wonderful time teaching the volunteers, Bruce, who's here tonight, and Judy. They have done a great job learning to be community content creators and videographers. The WCTV viewers really do enjoy all the senior programs, and as the mayor said, it's valuable to those that aren't able to get to the senior center. They can watch those shows, and of course, Bruce on the Loose on WCTV and on our YouTube channel. And just as the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation supports the Senior Center, the WCTV Foundation, a nonprofit that I created in 2021, provides support to WCTV. Little did we know that those two entities would one day collide and lead to some very fun and sometimes crazy times. Now, I said fun, I said crazy. There's someone in the audience that I think we all know fits those two words. Okay, I'll continue. Through our WCTV Foundation, we have had the best time offering coffee and donuts to the bingo crowd on Fridays when the cafe is closed. Our foundation vice president and our fundraising chair, Roger Polk, raise your hand, is in the audience. I want to thank him personally for really taking the reins on that and running with it. He has become quite the popular guy at Friday Bingo, but of course, who isn't popular when you walk in the door with 3 dozen of Ann's Pastry Shop donuts? But anyways, it's been a great experience for us for the foundation, and we've raised a little money for the foundation, and we love being involved with all the senior bingo players. It's really a fun event. So with almost 33 years at WCTV, retirement is on the horizon. And one of the things that I look forward to is becoming a member of the Center for Older Adults, the Suprema Senior Center, and enjoying all that it has to offer, as well as continuing to be involved with the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation Professional Friends. The seniors have held a special place in my heart when I first started this connection 25 years ago. And now I'm proud to say that I'm one of the seniors. Congratulations to all the Hall of Fame inductees, and thank you again for honoring me with this award.
Let's have another round of applause for all of our Hall of Famers here tonight. I'd like to remind you to join us out in the cafeteria for a celebratory reception sponsored by Home Instead here following this. So thanks for coming here tonight. Big thanks to Suprema Senior Center staff, Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation for making this happen, and thanks to Wadsworth High School again for hosting the event here tonight. Again, thanks for coming here tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.